And the dominoes continue to fall. What's going on, Dub Nation? You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I am your host, Tyler Smith. And earlier today, we got this news. Another restricted free agent has reached agreement on a deal, but not the qualifying offer like we saw with Cam Thomas. Restricted free agent Josh Giddey has agreed on a 4-year, $100 million contract to re-sign with the Chicago Bulls. Shams Charania reporting this earlier today. And if you don't think that this Giddey news impacts the Jonathan Kuminga market and his whole free agency saga going on right now, then you are sorely, sorely mistaken. As of right now, out of the 4 restricted free agents that were the marquee guys this offseason, 2 deals have been reached. Cam Thomas on a 1-year, $6 million deal, signing the qualifying offer. He's betting on himself, and he'll enter unrestricted free agency next offseason. A no-trade clause is carried with that as well. But Josh Giddey agreeing to a long-term extension. I don't think Kuminga and Golden State will agree on 4 years, but could the financials be a little close to what we just saw with Giddey and Chicago? As we know, Quentin Grimes and Jonathan Kuminga are the 2 other restricted free agents talked about this summer that remain unsigned. The Sixers, according to all accounts, are confident they could reach a deal with Quentin Grimes at some point around the $15 million a year range, around that non-taxpayer mid-level exception. But in the case of Kuminga, that is absolutely not where we're at. And we'll talk about where we're at with Kuminga and the Warriors in just a moment and what they have to do to get a deal done that's not the qualifying offer. But first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. When big NBA news goes down and it affects the Golden State Warriors, we're going to make a video and tell you guys how it affects the Golden State Warriors. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're on our way to 98,000 subscribers. That's my goal before training camp, which is about 3 weeks away. So go down below and hit the subscribe button for free, informative, entertaining Warriors content every single day. Shout out to my guy Keith Smith here. He's been doing great work for so long around the NBA and all the contracts, salary cap. He is the guy to go to on Twitter. Give him a follow. He did call a shot a little bit as well, saying the Bulls are offering Josh Giddey $22 million on average annual value. Josh Giddey in his camp wants $30 million. So they split the difference and got to $25 million a season. Feels like this is close enough that of a deal will get signed. And look today, and it got signed. He said, not sure we're that close with Quentin Grimes or Jonathan Kuminga, though. Qualifying offer feeling more and more likely. And that makes sense, right? Kuminga's got a lot working in his favor now. He's got Cam Thomas accepting the qualifying offer for $6 million. So, he's probably not afraid to do that, given that I'm sure him and Cam Thomas are conversing back and forth. And we know how much Jonathan Kuminga wants to bet on himself this upcoming season. But now there's another contract that exceeds what Golden State is offering to Jonathan Kuminga. And to be fair, Kuminga and Giddey are not that far off when it comes to the pure talent on the basketball court. I mean, Giddey's better in a lot of different areas than Kuminga, and the pure counting stats that you see on your screen aren't always going to tell the whole story. But, Kuminga's an elite athlete. He has the tools to be a good defender. The IQ's not there yet, but has the physical tools to be a good defender. He can get his own jump shot. He can go out there and create for himself. Giddey, on the other hand, can't really do that. He cannot go get his own bucket, especially his own created jump shot. But he's a much better rebounder. He's a much better passer of the basketball. Although, even though Kuminga is not a good defender, I would say that Giddey is an even worse defender and even more of an unwilling one at that. If I'm Jonathan Kuminga, though, and I see this Giddey contract, why would I do anything else than accept the qualifying offer if the Golden State Warriors cannot get to that money? It makes literally no sense. I'm finally, at least in this perspective, kind of siding with Kuminga a little bit. Now there's real, precedent. And it all comes down to the Golden State Warriors' fault of not getting a deal done sooner or not finding a trade partner sooner or not finding a trade partner years ago when we knew Kuminga's role was as uncertain as it is now. If I'm Jonathan Kuminga, I'm going out there and accepting the qualifying offer because Golden State hasn't shown that they're willing to pay me as much as the Bulls have for Josh Giddey. Not saying that Giddey contract is a good decision by any means by the Chicago Bulls. I think it's actually a terrible decision. But now there's precedent. Another front office around the league paid a guy $25 million a year on this restricted free agency cycle. And now I'm sure Kuminga's going to be looking for that, or he'll just end up signing the qualifying offer. As far as what the Warriors have at their disposal right now, because they have not indicated that they're moving off their current offer of 2 years, $45 million with a team option in the second year. No trade clause has to be waived for them to sign their part. They have a couple of things that they could do in order to kind of help this situation not reach the point of no return and Kuminga end up signing that qualifying offer. Number one, they could guarantee some more money in year 2 on this deal. Tim Kawakami has talked about this over at the San Francisco Standard, and he has said that maybe you guarantee 14 or $15 million in the second year of that contract. That would be around $23 to $24 million in total. And then, if they end up things work out and things go as good as they possibly could be, that team option gets picked up anyway, and he's making $25 million next season. Or you could just make it the Giddey deal. 2 years, $50 million with a player option at the end. And that's really the sticking point right now. What does Jonathan Kuminga want more than anything? To be able to control his future, which, again, I don't really understand the thought process behind that when you're foregoing $14 million and your role is already uncertain. We'll get to that actually in just a moment. But you could give him 2 years, $50 million, match up that Giddey deal with a player option on less years, and that would obviously not carry with it a no-trade clause. Warriors would be free to trade Kuminga once that restriction is lifted on January 15th. Or you could just guarantee both. Screw the options completely. Just give him a 2-year deal as it stands. Straight unrestricted free agency after 2026, 2027. Just guarantee the whole second year. He'll accept it right now. I know that's not what Golden State wants to do, and I'm sure that's not the biggest, interest point for a team that wants to trade for Jonathan Kuminga, the fact that he's guaranteed to make $25 million in the following season. But at the end of the day, that's probably what's going to get this deal done, just guaranteeing the money. And Golden State's not going to do that. They can probably sit in their own diaper there, for lack of a better word. Or you could find a trade to make. This is the most unlikely, I think, option out of all three of these, even guaranteeing all the money on the contract, because Golden State has cut off all sign-and-trade talks on Jonathan Kuminga. The Sacramento Kings have been interested. The Phoenix Suns have been interested. A couple other bottom feeders around the league have been interested. I wonder why. And they have yet to find a trade that sees equal value to them going back in exchange for Jonathan Kuminga. Except there's one kicker now. You're not going to get anything back for Jonathan Kuminga if he goes out there and accepts the qualifying offer. So we're near the point of no return here, folks. Like, I'll say it. If the Golden State Warriors were going to bump up their offer for Jonathan Kuminga in free agency, then they would have done it already. They would not have made Al Horford, DeAnthony Melton, Gary Payton, and whoever else is joining this Warriors roster all wait months and months of not, getting to know and getting acclimated with their new teammates and stuff like that. They would not wait this long if they were going to raise the offer. So they're not going to raise the offer. And Kuminga's going to go out there and accept the qualifying offer. And the Warriors are going to be doomed for the foreseeable future. It's going to be bad. As far as the on-court product this season, not going to be affected all too much. But with what the Warriors can do to build up a contender for 26-27 or 26-28, given that Steph is still playing around that time for Golden State, their roster construction is going to be very, very limited if Jonathan Kuminga is not on a deal that exceeds that qualifying offer this upcoming season. Will Jonathan Kuminga accept the qualifying offer? Yes or no? Very simple question. Pretty complicated answer, to be honest with you guys. Type Y for yes, type N for no, and give me a reason why down in the comment section. I'll tell you why this makes zero sense for Jonathan Kuminga, and I've mentioned it a couple of times on the show before, but this qualifying offer makes no sense given the precedent that we've seen with Kuminga and the Golden State Warriors to this point. We'll tell you why in just a moment, but first, get hooked up with this awesome deal, chatsports.com/dubcity. This is a fresh long sleeve. It's Nike, it's heavyweight, it's going to be good and built to last, and it's on sale for $35. Go get it at this link right here, chatsports.com/dubcity. That's chatsports.com/dubcity. They're going to release a new city colorway eventually, and these are going to be off of the shelves. So go get yours today for the Lolo at that link right here. It's in the comment section and description of today's video. With the qualifying offer, Jonathan Kuminga is betting on himself this season, much like Cam Thomas is betting on himself this season. But is that the right move given what we've seen with Kuminga and the Warriors' history up to this point? I mean, the guy was getting DMPs in the goddamn playoffs. How do you expect to flourish this upcoming season if you couldn't flourish last season? I mean, I know he's 22 years old. There's a lot of way to go, but I mean, it just doesn't feel like the greatest gamble of all time when $20 to $45 million is staring you right in the face. GC Bellchamber over at Blue Man Hoop had this to say about the whole situation. Therefore, Thomas, in accepting his $6 million qualifying offer, is betting on himself to perform this season and secure a large contract as an unrestricted free agent next offseason when there will hopefully be more financial flexibility for his potential destinations. Yet, this presents a similar problem for Kuminga. As a ball-dominant, score-first players who require almost unlimited runway, Jonathan Kuminga and Cam Thomas would certainly be looked at by similar teams in free agency. So there's already some competition here with Cam Thomas accepting that qualifying offer. Moreover, in order to have the cap space to throw $25 million or $30 million at a young, largely unproven player, it would have to be a select group of non-contending teams like the Charlotte Hornets, the Washington Wizards, and the Utah Jazz. And who's to say that he's even going to demand that type of contract from those bottom-feeding teams? Given that he's going to be playing on the qualifying offer this year, Steve Kerr is going to have no incentive to play him Obviously, he's a good enough player. He can get buckets in bunches. So you're going to want to at least try and experiment with it at the start of the season. But as soon as things start crumbling, the Warriors aren't looking like they're firing on all cylinders with Jonathan Kuminga, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green all sharing the floor at the same time. They're going to pull the plug on that. And the guy they're going to pull the plug on is not the guy that they just paid $110 million to, not the guy that they've been paying $20 million to over the past 4 seasons. No, it's going to be the guy who's on a 1-year prove-it deal for $7.9 million and is going to be off the team next year no matter what. There is no allegiance to Jonathan Kuminga once the basketball begins. So he's bet on himself, and I think it's an absolutely atrocious bet. So again, I cannot stress it enough. This falls on the seat of Joe Lacob, who's an absolute, and I'm saying it, I don't care, sue me for libel, imbecile, like actually incompetent when it comes to basketball evaluation. So many owners in this league, just go hands off. Let's leave the basketball decisions to the basketball minds. The guys who have played the game, the guys who have studied the game, the guys who have been in and around the game for their entire goddamn lives. Joe Lacob, you're a billionaire. Go be a billionaire. Go have fun. Go do whatever the hell you earthly want. Don't meddle with the Warriors roster building decisions. And that's what he's done for the past 4 or 5 years. Literally. Since James Wiseman was drafted in 2020, that's been what Joe Lacob's MO has been. Telling the Warriors and their front office who they should be playing, who they should be drafting, who they should and shouldn't be trading. That is not the role of an owner. And it again falls on Joe Lacob with this whole Jonathan Kuminga situation where he held him out of trade talks for Paul George, which you never know, could have been the right decision. Held him out of trade talks for Lauri Markkanen, absolutely the wrong decision. Held him out of trade talks reportedly for Pascal Siakam. Absolutely the wrong decision. So, again, this falls on Joe Lacob. Warriors fans, you can blame the owner. Do not blame Steve Kerr. I don't care how Jonathan Kuminga looks on the basketball court. That's more on him than Steve Kerr, by the way, by far. I don't know why you guys continue to blame Kerr. But Joe Lacob is the root of all this issues, of every issue. And he is the reason that the chances of another ring for Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and a first ring for Jimmy Butler are lower by the day. The Warriors are the only team not to make a move this offseason because Jonathan fucking Kuminga is holding things up. You should be fucking embarrassed. Well, odds the Warriors win a title in the next 2 seasons. Let me know in the comment section. Scale for me, 1 to 100%. 100% means guaranteed Steph title. That's good news for everybody. 1 meaning that we're doomed and Joe Lacob is an absolute dumbass. What do you guys think in the comment section? Let me know. And that will do it for today's edition of Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm a little hot on the back half of today's show, but this has gone on way too long, and I'm about to blow my gasket. Subscribe. We'll keep you guys updated with the Kuminga saga as it unfolds. See you guys in the next one, and as always, let's go Dubs.